Welcome to my first ever A to Z DOS gaming quiz, inspired by Quizmaster Deal. The premise is easy enough to understand. There'll be 26 questions about DOS gaming, and the answer will begin with a letter of the alphabet. This letter serves as a clue to either jog your memory or help you guess. Let's go! What popular Breakout clone by Taito was ported to DOS by David Seeholzer? And the answer is Arkanoid, a game that I'm notoriously terrible at. What Canadian RPG company actually got their start creating a mech game for DOS in 1996? And that was, of course, BioWare. What colourful Apogee platformer features a protagonist with suction cups for hands? Well, there was only one answer for this. It's Cosmo's Cosmic Adventure. Mercenary for hire, Kyle Katarn made his first appearance in which DOS shooter? And the answer is Dark Forces. In DOS memory management, what does EMS stand for? And those of you who just use DOSBox and don't remember the bad old days, it stands for Expanded Memory Specification. Todd Howard is famous as the face of Bethesda, but which of the company's games did he first help design? And that is surprisingly Future Shock, way back in the day when they had the Terminator license. Which mighty pirate is the nemesis of the Ghost of LeChuck in the Monkey Island series? Guybrush Threepwood. Converted from a famous fantasy board game, which isometric Gremlin graphics title was released in 1991? Hero Quest. Fantastic board game and not a bad translation either. Which Harlan Ellison story was converted into a point-and-click adventure game designed by the author and starring him as the principal antagonist? That's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Which epic platforming hero hails from the planet of Caritas? And the answer's Jazz Jackrabbit. The clue was more in the name of the planet rather than the letter. This colourful puzzle game had the distinction of being the first ever game played on the Random DOS game show. What was it? Well, some of you may have looked this up and cheated, but the answer is Kaleidocubes. Before Oblivion, Patrick Stewart lent his voice to another classic RPG. This one was by Westwood. Can you name it? And the answer is, of course,
Lambs of Law, the Throne of Chaos.
Sheltem and Korak are recurring characters in which RPG series? Little bit more obscure this one, it's Might and Magic. What dungeon crawler was one of the first games released under the open source general public license? That was NetHack, which is still played to this day. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis begins with the discovery of a shiny metal bead. What was it made of? That was the fabled orichalcum, used to power the machines of Atlantis. What was the surname of Sierra's frontier pharmacist? Sierra fans will have got this quickly. It was Farkas. Reprised by famous character actor John Delancey, which mischievous entity played an integral role in Star Trek Borg? Well, you could have guessed this one. Q. He was advertised on the box and everything. Which planned Wolfenstein 3D sequel instead became the only shooter created by the developers of Incredible Power? That was Rise of the Triad, and apparently it got a really good remaster recently. Speaking of which, who is the principal antagonist of System Shock? Shodan. Written entirely in x86 assembly language by one person, which 1994 game was heralded as the best economic sim since Civilization? And that was Transport Tycoon, because Chris Sawyer's a genius, as everyone knows. Staying in Britain, strategy game XCOM UFO Defense was known by a different name in Europe. What was it? That was UFO Enemy Unknown, and it eventually got a reboot as XCOM Enemy Unknown by Firaxis. Not a bad game. Which Spectrum Holobyte racer had you flying through the streets of San Francisco? Well, racing fans should know this one. It's Vet. Morris, Peggles, Blombo and Razor are all characters from which game? Bit of a tricky one this. It was Wacky Wheels. Who must Malvinaeus Haversham defeat after being transported away from Madagascar? Okay, even more obscure that time. Zargon. Jim Hacker is the lead character of which game based on a witty British television series? Yes,
Prime
Minister. It is pitch black. You are likely to be eaten by a grue is a famous line from which PC adventure game, originally released for the PDP-10 mainframe? And that was 1977's Zork, the Great Underground Empire. So, hope you enjoyed this one. It may be the first of many, we'll see how you all respond. I personally enjoyed making it, it was a bit of a change of pace. Let me know how you did in the comments. Until next time.